Merry Christmas from Merida. Another year in Merida. This is actually our second Christmas, and we more or less just kind of stayed home and chilled out. Didn't get into too much. But the one thing that was shocking was that it was cold as hell the last few days. I guess that cold front that's sweeping through everywhere over there in the U.S. is, man, we feeling at 69 degrees today, and I just walked out to the store. It's 66 degrees. I had to put on my hat, got long sleeve shirts, socks. You know, I saw folks in there wearing jackets for the first time, and I didn't know it can get this cold. I was laughing about a month and a half ago when I was walking through the mall and saw some gloves and hats like this and mitts and big fur coats. I was like, really? In Merida, needed it today. Cold last night in the bed, sleeping with comforters all on them, pulling the sheets over. I mean, it was just cold. So, but it was a pleasant treat. Now, 69 degrees, I know that ain't cold compared to some of y'all dealing with 10-degree weather, 3-degree weather, -5 and all of that. But man, when you've been used to 105, 110 degree heat, that 30 or 40 degree drop makes us, oh, you feel it, and you feel it hard. So still, we're going on 18 months, 19 months here in Merida, Mexico. Life is still going good. Things continue to improve. The quality of life gets a little better and better each month. We learn more, we do more, start dealing more with local, assimilate and start doing more of the local customs and stuff like that. You know, I was in the store the other day looking at one of these new Google Home devices, works like Alexa, and I was trying to figure out what it was, how it worked, how it was different than Alexa, because we got Alexa. And so I had my 14-year-old with me, Charlie, and I couldn't understand the guy, so she was just translating back and forth. The guy was like, "Oh, you speak Spanish?" Started talking to her, then she communicated to me, and then I communicate to Charlie, and then she tell him this, and then they going back and forth, and I'm just sitting over there with a big old smile on my face in awe, just looking at the transformation of what these kids of mine have been doing over the last 18 months. When they first got here, they ain't know no Spanish. They're scared to go to the store, scared to do anything, and scared to talk more than anything, scared to open up their mouth. Now they be looking for opportunities to speak Spanish. And you know, Haley the same way. Whenever we out riding around, I generally got to take one of them with me because I need help. And Haley was with me one day. We was working on, we was looking at a house with a client, and the lady spoke Spanish. She spoke English and Spanish, but when she found that Haley spoke Spanish, she wanted, you know, she felt she communicated better in Spanish. So Haley was translating for us during that transaction, and so I was like, in about 6 more months, I can pay these kids of mine to come out here and be the translator. So when I go out and show folk houses and stuff like that, you know, we can add that service in. It's like, hey, I got a translator. They charge this amount of pesos to attend, and you know, hey, you can pay them or you can pay somebody else, but you're gonna get a good deal with these kids. And so, and they take Spanish classes online. There's this lady they deal with on Facebook, well, Zoom. She does the meetings on Zoom. They meet up twice a week, and since taking those classes, their confidence has greatly increased. So it's been fun just watching that transformation over the last 18 months. I can't even imagine what the next 18 months will look like. I mean, another 6 months, they'll probably be, even now that they're taking classes and learning the proper structure, the pronouns and all of the adjectives and the wording and all of, now they're getting the hang of that. 6 months from now, their Spanish will be unrecognizable. 18 months from this time next year, they'll probably be fluent. So it was just, it's been fun just watching that transformation. So that's what I mean by quality of life just continues to get better and improve. I haven't had as much time to focus and devote to learning Spanish, primarily because I just been out, running out, helping folks get situated, and working on some other projects that I'm working on as well, old work that I'm trying to catch up on and stuff like that. So hopefully this year in 2023, the new year, I will have more time allocated for that. So I know in the last few videos, I've been kind of hard on things crazy stuff that folks have come here and done. And I don't want in any way, shape, form, or fashion for you to be scared of and let that keep you from making a move, whether it's Mexico, Southeast Asia, Europe, Central, South America, or wherever. Don't let those stories scare you. I'm telling you those stories so you can be mindful of some of these things, because apparently a lot of folks are just not aware of some things, because for many, this is their first time ever traveling outside the country. But even in the country, some things you shouldn't even act that way in your own country, So, but I bring that stuff up for awareness. At some point, you just got to go for it. You could do all the planning, all the preparation in the world, and then you drag this thing out for 4 years because you're overthinking it, overanalyzing it, and doing too much. At some point, you got to pull the trigger, and you got to look at yourself and your personality and ask yourself what your risk assessment is. I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, and my tolerance for risk ain't the same like most folks. I will literally wake up in the morning and say, hey, we're moving to Vietnam, sight unseen, and be completely fine, figure things out once I get there. Now, everybody ain't built that way, everybody ain't wired that way. I just have this mindset that, hey, I'll do some research, I'll put together some type of plan, and the rest will open up and fall in place once I get there. That's me, and because I think that way, because that's my worldview, things generally, for the most part, open up and work that way for me. And for others, most folks was like, hell nah, damn sure ain't trying to do that, would never do that, that's irresponsible, blah, 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 we got a plan, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to da-da-da-da-da, and that's fine too. So there's many ways to do this, but at a minimum, have some type of idea and some kind of plan. Talk to a couple of folks on the ground before you go. And that's just my recommendation. You just gotta go. We've been conditioned and trained to work these 60, 80-hour work weeks, and the money that we earn is just barely enough to get by. And at some point, if you're trying to flip it and change that type of lifestyle, you're going to have to make some decisions. You're going to have to work hard, put some money to the side, have that buffer, have that cushion, plan, and you're going to have to jump off of that hamster wheel. Otherwise, you'll be doing that, and you hit your retirement age, and for many folk, the health is not that great, and you just stuck. And it's never ending cycle. It's never going to end. That's why I say the economy in this world has completely changed. Folks, particularly listen, they saying folks in the States don't want to go to work. So you know what that means? There is an abundance of jobs out there. And many of these jobs can be found online, remote work. So if you're still in the States, now is the time to start seeking out these remote working opportunities, and they got jobs in all sectors. At least look and see what the opportunities are, because again, depending on the country that you go to, you don't have to make $1,000 a week. You don't have to make $1,500 a week. You don't have to make a $2,000 a week income. You can get so much further on less. And that's the beauty of doing your research, doing the math, and sticking to a plan and sticking to a budget based on the research and the data you amassed and working that out. If you're gonna work 40 hours, think about it, if you're gonna work 40 hours and struggle and still don't have enough money to go out and just do some basic stuff, wouldn't it be better to take a pay cut, making, say, I don't know, $12 an hour, which is 40 hours a week, that's $480. I'm just gonna round it up to $500 a week. Make $500 a week, which is $2,000 a month, and move to a place where you can get you a home, rent a house for $350, $400 a month. And depending on what part of the world, because they got houses on Airbnb that include utilities, internet, cable, electricity, trash, and furnished for $350 a month. Now, you won't be in Medellin, Colombia, which is like the New York City of Colombia. You won't be living in the New York City, but there's places like Ibagué, and $350 a month. When your rent and all your utilities and expenses for running that house is $350 a month, that leaves you with practically $1,700, $1,650, $1,700 a month. Your monthly expenses just in transportation for Uber to get around wouldn't even be no more than $150 a month, because we spend about $250 a month here in Mexico for all four of us, and the Ubers there are much cheaper than what they are here, believe it or not. So $350 transportation to your house, and that again, all your utilities, cable, internet, Netflix, Wi-Fi, transportation, all of that is right at $500 a month. You got $1,500 a month left. On some of that, you go buy groceries. You can go out to the movies. Again, we go to the movies, $6 for three of us, $6.90-something. Brand new movies, the same movies that released in the States, they release here in English. The same thing in Colombia. You can afford to go do stuff and have a life, but you don't have to get off that hamster wheel. You're gonna have to do your research. I hear Vietnam, places like Thailand, it's even cheaper than Mexico. It's cheaper than Colombia. In Colombia, I can't even imagine anything being cheaper than Colombia. But folks I personally know who lived over there for a year and had came and lived in Colombia for a year, 6 months, they was like, Cartess, you ain't gonna believe it, but it's cheaper over there. And I'm like, man, y'all just pulling my leg. I can't even imagine it being cheaper than Colombia. And so, do your research. But at some point, you're gonna have to make that jump, make that transition to something, whether it's starting your own business, doing some remote work. And again, there's jobs in all types of sectors. If you hate your job now and you're making $5,000 a month, and at the end of the month, you don't got no money left. I mean, if you make $2,000 a month switching careers so you can afford to go elsewhere, I mean, look at you done changed the dynamics. You're more free, and you actually have money left that you can save, whereas you was making more, but there's nothing left to save. Can't go out every now and again and enjoy a movie or a dinner with your kids or with your spouse. Switch it. You got to get. This whole system is designed to keep us trapped and working. You know what I mean? And literally working to death. At least if a lot of these remote jobs allow you to choose your hours. You want to work at night, you can work at night. You want to work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and be off Saturdays and Sundays and Mondays, you can. Want to work from 4 p.m. to 2 in the morning, however the numbers are. The flexibility is just off the chain. Want to work weekends, want to work 3 12-hour shifts, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. The flexibility is amazing. And again, these are not just all customer service jobs. These are for people, professionals, counselors, psychologists, doctors, folk with PhDs, research skills, analytics, computer stuff. Learn a skill and apply for these jobs. They're there. I got a link on the website, moveabroadandthrive.com. At the top of the link, top of the page, you'll see a link that says courses. Click on the one that says remote work. Sign up. I mean, you can learn this stuff. You can figure this stuff out on your own. 3 folks just emailed me this week and said, hey, Cartess, I found me a job. One found a job paying $17.50 an hour. She's excited. Some of these jobs are going to require you to be in the state so you can get the equipment. Some of these companies don't care if you're in another country. Do your research. You know what I mean? Man, I know you ain't trying to show me no damn note while I'm on this day. Why we always got to have this doggone conversation? I just had this conversation before I even went on the computer. Don't be telling me to stop now. I think you be looking forward to this stuff. What do you want? Oh, nothing now. Huh? This joker is gonna stand in front of my camera, write a piece of paper. Oh, please stop. But see, you already knew where it was going. Am I right, Haley? We had this conversation. I had this conversation before I started this camera.
No, I was just going to tell you, just share, you know, I'm a job that I was able to get the job at home through that. And when I got the job.
So anyhow, I'm sorry, y'all, because I don't edit. I let it roll. Remember I told y'all earlier in the last video, this is why a lot of folks be having problems. And see, she knows this is a problem for me. And it turns into a problem, but yet she do it anyway. I think she just, and y'all see her in the mother video when I start making these videos, she show up in the kitchen clanking pots and pans.
Cause I'm usually cooking.
Nah, you don't even be cooking. You start cooking when I start hitting the record button. Now I've been down here all day. Nobody was down here. As soon as I hit the record button, and she want to show up. But anyhow, I digress. I apologize. I try to make these videos when ain't nobody around to prevent this from happening. And again, I tell y'all this and I do this. None of this is planned. I just go with this because I keep telling y'all everything don't gotta be perfect for those of y'all that want to start a YouTube channel. You just gotta start. And you just gotta go with it. Got kids in the background hollering, it is what it is. When I had children, I was trying to start a business 20 years ago, 23 years ago. Every time I got a phone call, I would run upstairs, go in the bathroom, shut the door, hop in the shower stall and close it so I can try and have that peace and quiet. Now it don't matter. Everybody work from home. Everybody got kids. So that's what I'm saying. Everything is changing now, and you don't got a lot of these remote jobs have benefits, healthcare benefits. My friend Steph, I'm gonna see if I can get her on here. She landed a job. They got all the benefits, healthcare insurance, and so I was thinking about going back on because I got to apply. I got 2 jobs offered $21 an hour. I just didn't show up. I just couldn't. After not working for somebody for so long, I just couldn't see myself. I started getting stressed. I was like, man, I can't be punching no clock. I can't be dealing with these folks telling me what to do, jumping on their schedule. But now I have some goals, some definitive goals. And you know, I was talking about this the other day. I just need to sit down, map out a plan, a 12 or 18-month plan, make as much money as I can, make my money online, and then maybe do a remote job to have extra cash coming in, because in 18 months I want to be building a house. That's the plan. And so if I can get there quicker by getting another source of income coming in, I'm thinking about doing it. So I'm gonna be putting in some resumes and posting some stuff up and looking for stuff to see what also I can find as well. Because again, it's about getting off this hamster wheel. I want to have a place where there's no mortgage, no rent, no nothing. I want solar on top of my house, so I don't have to pay nothing. Much of the water here is like $7 every 2 months. Well water for the pools. I want that house to be self-sustainable. The only thing you got to pay when you have a house or own a house has a $400, $500 a year, which is like property tax. That's it. Once the house is paid off, you don't pay nothing. $500 a year. That's what I want. So it may require me to do some extra stuff that I don't want to do, but it's only for a short time. And that's what I'm saying to y'all. Plan this thing out. Play this thing out. If you had a job you hate, work that job, make some extra money, start stacking it, and so you can escape, find that remote job, get that job so you get to working, because some of these jobs will require the equipment to be shipped to you in the States. So if you're already in the States, getting that equipment while you're there, because trying to get it shipped here is going to cost you a fortune, and the company ain't going to send it to you. You're going to have that stuff shipped to your mom or your dad or your sister, because you need a U.S. address in many of these cases, and whomever it goes to, then they're going to have to turn around and ship it to you. And some of these remote jobs require training on site for like 3 days or 5 days, and so you might have to already be there. So if you're already in the States, it's a plus. Take advantage of it. At least see what's out there for you and how much money you can make, and do the math when your expenses are drastically cut by 50, 60, 70, or even 80%. Work the math out. You don't need to make as much. So I just wanted to say that. Go forward. Stop stalling. Don't drag this out. It's not that. There are going to be problems no matter how much you play. There's always going to be something. And you can roll with it. You know what I mean? The plan is just to kind of help you process and do things in case something do come up, you covered. For most folks ain't gonna have any issues, but it's always better to be prepared and ready. You get what I'm saying? So also, I'll probably be spending less time online going into the new year, because like I mentioned, I got goals, I got some plans that I'm trying to work on. So I'll probably be spending less time. However, and this is I've decided to do this. I'm going to create a special page on my site, or a membership per se, where maybe once a month we'll do a live. You can ask questions. There'll be a portal where you can come in and post your questions, and I'm able to answer them, either myself or my assistant. I got a virtual assistant now, where either myself or somebody from my team will be able to help you out with your questions. So for all of you folks over the year, the last 12 months, 18 months, that have made a donation, have made a tip through Cash App, Zelle, or whatever, for all of those, I'm going to enroll y'all into that for free. You're not going to have to pay, because I'm going to launch this thing probably in the next 3 to 5 days, and there's going to be a fee to it. So I got a separate email address. If you have made a donation, because I appreciate all the donations that have been contributed. Unfortunately, with these apps where the donations are made, there's not a way for me to personally reply back and say thank you. In many cases, it doesn't show me the name. There's no email addresses, so I'm unable to say thank you. And so I don't want anybody to think that you sent the donation and I just ignored you. I am very grateful. I appreciate all the support y'all been giving me over these last 18 months and my family. I'm very grateful. So for those of you that have made a donation, send me an email at support@moveabroadandthrive.com. support@moveabroadandthrive.com. If you got proof of the transaction, or give me your name or the Cash App name that you used when you made it, or the date and the amount, if you did a Zelle, credit card payment, your name and email address, give me something, and my assistant will be checking this email, and we're going to enroll you into the membership, and it's going to be free indefinitely for you, because again, this is my way of saying thank you, and I want to bring a little value and add a little value to your life. So once again, thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. So this will be going up in the next, no later than the 1st of January, no later than the 2nd of January, and because I got a New Year's Eve party. I don't know how late I'm gonna be out, but send that email. What y'all laughing at? Anyhow, so send that email, and my assistant will work that out. We'll get your information, and she'll research it, and we'll get you added in. So as always, if you found this content helpful and useful, consider making a small donation. I got the Cash App and the Zelle information under the screen below. In the description, hint, hint, I suggest you make a donation now so you can get this stuff for free, because I'm gonna be charging a monthly fee for this access. And I'm gonna go into detail more about what it's gonna be, but most likely once a month, there will be a live. You will have access to some type of portal where you can post questions, and someone from my team, most likely me, I will answer your questions directly. And again, this is just my way of saying thank you. I appreciate you. And I love y'all, man. Thank you. So Merry Christmas, and I'm sure y'all hear from me again before Happy New Year, before New Year's. I'm still going to be interviewing Angel and his wife Ruth in Concal. There's another young lady named Nicole. I'm going to be interviewing her and her family, and so I look forward to bringing more content to you all. And part of that membership, there's going to be exclusive content that will only post there. I won't be posting as often, but I will be posting in the members only area. So make that donation. I'm out. You just farted.
That was Haley.
Huh?
That was Haley.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't give us the thing.
Uh-huh.
Look, listen.
Oh, you can't even duplicate it. Trying to replicate it. It's okay. It's okay to pass. It's okay to pad gas. It's okay. It's a natural. It's natural.
Yeah, that was Haley.
It's natural.